It's halfway for our three families in the House of Tiny Tearaways, and today it's all about action.
Go, go!
And reaction.
So does.
Welcome to the House of Tiny Tearaways, where three families with major parenting problems have come to work with clinical psychologist Dr Tanya Byron. Dr Tanya has been given just 6 days to turn their eating, sleeping and behaviour problems around in what she hopes will be an environment of mutual support. The design and construction of the house has been completed in conjunction with a committee of childcare experts to make sure that it's a safe, fun place for kids to stay, whilst also recreating a realistic and practical home environment.
My challenge is to help as many families as I can, and I've been given just 6 days to do it.
Single mum Nicola Egbon has been driven to near exhaustion by her son Dante's constant night waking.
I just want my own bed back.
They've come on leaps and bounds here in the last few days, but Nicola's still on her quest for a full night's sleep. Nicky and Paul Cooksley have been struggling to combat 2.5-year-old Lewis's eating problems. Of all the children in the house, Lewis has made the most progress. In just 3 days, he's gone from eating this to this. But the problem is far from solved. Lee and Louise Turner have come to confront their daughter's terrible tantrums and to try and save their marriage. Significant progress has been made, but there's still an awful lot to be done. With only 3 days left, will Dr Tanya be able to help the families reach their targets?
Lewis?
Yesterday, Dr Tanya asked single mum Nicola Egbon to build a rabbit hutch in the garden. She wanted to give Nicola a simple exercise to boost her confidence and emphasise how good her parenting skills are. Dr Tanya told all of the children last night that the rabbits would be arriving today, as long as all of them were well behaved. The Turner girls have already come up with a name for one of the rabbits, Charlotte.
Well, what can I call the other rabbit? How about Kelsey? Best name ever. No, I want to call it Jessica, just like mine. Jessica, you won't. If somebody shouts Jessica, you won't know it's Jessica to mean. It won't know the heck what they're talking about. I want another rabbit.
Okay.
When I count to 3, it's called Kelsey the rabbit. 1, 2, 3. Call Kelsey Rabbit now because I can't. No! Oh, it's been called Luna.
And while Hannah and Jessica argue over names, I get the lowdown on the rabbits from Dr Tanya. OK, so the children are about to meet the rabbits. They'll be very excited, but why did you bring them here?
Well, 2 reasons really. One is because it'd be nice to see how kids interact with the animals. But I think for me, there's a bit of a hidden agenda, which is I set them up as an incentive for the children to behave well. The children knew in order to see the rabbits this morning, they had to do certain things last night, which was basically go to bed, go to sleep, etc., etc. Yeah. And over the weeks, I can use the rabbits as little reinforcers. Good children go pet rabbits. Naughty children, no rabbit time today. Sorry.
OK. After 3 days of observation, Dr Tanya thinks Lewis is food phobic, so she's introduced him to a variety of new foods. 2 days ago, Lewis ate mashed potato for the very first time, and yesterday there was an even bigger breakthrough when he ate chicken nuggets and used his cutlery. It's breakfast time for Lewis.
Do you want your yoghurt?
I want it.
Do you want your yoghurt?
I want it.
Listen,
I want it.
do you want yoghurt?
No.
Do you want your yoghurt?
No.
Do you want Mummy to help you with your yoghurt?
Yeah.
Right, I tell you. Come here then, I'm going to help you. Come here, look. Lewis, there you are.
No.
Look.
No.
Dr Tanya has encouraged Mum and Dad Cooksley to be firm with Lewis and not let him demand his own way. And it looks like they're sticking to her plan.
Sod him then, he doesn't have it. Somebody's going to get hungry.
Wait up.
Tell you what, Louise, you're going to have it later because I've put it away now. I'm not messing around with you.
No.
If you're not going to eat it, you're not going to eat it.
Look, you were on your big boy chair. Weren't you?
Come on.
Come on, Lewis. Come with us. Oh, well, we're going, aren't we, Mummy?
Come on.
Come on.
Oh, you stay on your own then.
Dr Tanya has told the Cooksleys that although it's hard, they must try to ignore his tantrums.
What, 2 of them?
No.
No?
No.
What's just one? Just one. There you go.
Thank you. I will shut the door on him then.
And when they're firm, they must remain calm.
Stand up for Dad. Right, OK. If you don't stand up, I'm going to put you in your cot. So would you stand up? Stand up. Shall I put him in?
Yes, please.
There you go. I'm going to pop you in here. You just sit here a minute and Daddy'll be back in a minute. I think it is a good thing to do, though, isn't it, really?
Well, it saves us getting stressed out, doesn't it?
It does, because I think partly the problem with me is that you hear him crying and you instantly get mad with that. But I'm not getting mad with that now.
But then,
because I know what it doesn't matter, does it?
No, well, exactly. Is it time to get him yet?
I was just looking. Yeah, I reckon he's had 3 minutes now. I'll go in and try. Hello. Are you going to be Daddy's good boy now? You're going to be... You are?
Yeah.
Come on, then. Oh, come on, then. Can you give Daddy a goggle?
Yeah.
There. Give Daddy a goggle. There. That's better, isn't it? Come on, then. Shall we get ready to have a quick bath and go and play? Yeah, we're going to go and have a quick bath. And then, do you know what we're going to do? What would you like to play on today?
Bunny rabbits.
Bunny rabbits? You want to see the bunny rabbits, do you?
Yeah.
Good boy. Give Daddy a big goggle. That's it. There's a good boy.
All the parents have decided their children have behaved well enough this morning and have told Dr Tanya their children have earned the chance to see the rabbits.
They're hiding.
Where's the in here?
They're in there.
As Mum Nicola Egbon was in charge of building the rabbit hutch, she takes control of proceedings.
Okay, I now, what's the word?
Declare.
Declare the rabbit hutch open in Tanya's house.
Yay.
Welcome, rabbits.
There they are.
If you scream,
Hold them close. Hold them underneath.
Gently, hey? Well, if you do it right on the nose, yeah?
I do it like this.
Be nice and soft. Feel. Yeah. Good girl.
Guess he's going to be getting a bunny rabbit for his, but I can...
It's just what she said.
Dad Lee Turner is playing with his daughters, Jessica and Hannah, and Mum Nicola Egbon's 2-year-old son, Dante. The Turners have come here to deal with their daughter's tantrums, and this morning it seems that Jessica's a bit jealous.
I've just got to look after Dante because his mum's really busy.
You're not pushing me.
I know, but Jessie, I'm a little bit busy. As soon as I've got some time, I'll push you.
Not better. No, I want you to push me, Dad. Jessie wants you to push me, but she's having a big tantrum, so don't listen.
Look at Hey! Minute. When somebody else comes out... No, when somebody else comes out, I'll push you, Jessie. You're just going to have to wait a minute. Wipe your sleeve. Because that's a right mess, isn't it? There's no need for that. Dry your nose. Dry your nose. No, because you've been... Don't talk to me like that, Jessica. Right, that's it. I'm not pushing you. You hit me? No, you hit me.
Nicola has come to deal with Dante's sleeping problems.
I've been sleeping on the sofa for like 6 months.
On their third morning, Dante woke up in his own bed for the very first time, but he's still waking several times in the night. Mum Nicola Egbon is having her morning consultation with Dr Tanya.
12 times he got out of bed the first night, you put him back. 10 times the second night. 7 times. 7 times last night.
It's great.
So this is kind of like, not quite a half from the first night, but like a third. He's cut it down, okay? So that's where we're up to. Now we've got to look forward.
Building the rabbit hut yesterday was a step in the right direction for Nicola. And now Dr Tanya wants to move on to the next phase of boosting her self-esteem.
So today I've got quite a big day set up for you because I want to ask you to really, really see how far you can push yourself and test your ability to overcome a challenge. I can't come with you, so I've asked someone to go with you and I'd like you to meet them. So can I just introduce you to that person? Yeah?
No.
It's okay. Trust me, this person I think will be really good to help you. Come in.
It's Nicola's best friend, and her name's Tanya too.
Come on. Hey, girl, come on. Hey.
Okay, so I need you to sit on the sofa because we've got to get through this, and I know you're in shock, but there's a lot we've got to do, and there's 2 reasons why you're here, Tanya.
Yeah.
The first reason is because I think Nicola needs somebody out of this house, someone from her life, she needs to share with you how well she's doing, because she has done amazingly. Right. I can see that. My struggle is getting her to see that. What we have for you today, Nicola, is it's a high ropes adventure.
What's that?
It involves something called a leap of faith and something called a free fall. And
Wait, hold on. I've never done any activities in my life.
You hadn't built a rabbit hutch yesterday, had you?
This?
Yeah, on your way to the car, just wander past. It is the most amazing rabbit hutch with an extension.
And I finished it by myself in the middle of the night.
Okay, so holding that in your head, how are you going to accept this experience I've set up for you today?
I'll try.
That's all we're asking.
And while Nicola heads off for dizzy new heights, Dads Lee and Paul are in the lounge discussing the stress involved in taking children on outings.
I don't know if you find it, but you go out for an enjoyable day out, you have a great day, and right at the end of the day when you're ready to go, it all kicks off.
Yeah.
You end up as tense as hell.
Yep.
And as far as you're concerned, you've had a crap day.
Yeah.
Even though 90% of it was great.
That's right. All you remember is the last sort of 10%,
last few
isn't it?
minutes, trying to get them home,
Yeah.
trying to do this, screaming, shouting.
Yeah.
And you go home and you say, never bloody doing that again.
Yeah.
And you forget that the rest of it was great.
Yeah. That's right.
3-year-old Jessica has been playing in the garden without any shoes on.
Kind of works, isn't it?
Mum
Because
Louise
at the end of the
wants
day,
her to
that's
put
when
her
you
shoes
want
on,
to
but
feel, isn't it?
Jessica's refused.
Really,
So Louise decides to try and time her out.
really.
You won't, and you've not listened. I've said please, I've said thank you, I've said everything. Time out, no more playtime.
You wouldn't put... 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Jessica? No. 10 minutes. Do you know why, Jessica? Because you were cheeky to your mum and you wouldn't put shoes on. Over there. Jessica? No more. You don't talk nicely to people, you're not nice to people. Over there.
On the first day, Dr Tanya set the families an art exercise to gain an insight into how the families felt about their children's problems.
I always feel horrible thoughts about Lewis passing away.
My baby RIP is maybe Lewis might die?
Yes.
OK, so we need to talk about that.
Dr Tanya thought it was important to explore this issue further with Nicky in private.
I understand. I've got a pathetically stupid thing in my head of fear of him dying, and I do it all the time, really over the top. And I was saying to Paul, I think it was last night, that I think that may be an issue for him not eating as well, that I've not let him because I'm scared of him growing up.
So he represents a lot of feelings for you. He represents, sometimes he can make you feel very down on yourself. Sometimes he can frighten you so much that you just want to protect him. My feeling is that for you, these are important issues to think about, because I think they have an impact on your parenting. Because when I watch you parent him, sometimes you can be really, really just kind of straight down the line with him and really effective, and it's just, you're very clear, and I sometimes find you more assertive than Paul, actually. But other times I see you just kind of pull him in and you almost can't let him go. And it's something about growing up. And the other thing I want to tell you, but you can tell Paul as well, is that because you've both worked so hard, and because I think for you guys particularly it's been a real roller coaster, I've organised a special surprise for the two of you tonight, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay, so that's something to look forward to at the end of the day as well. Something from me to you to say, I think you've really, really, you know, put your heart and soul into this and laid yourself out on the line, and I think it's been tough. I think I've been really tough, and I just want, I suppose I want to say I appreciate how much you've really engaged with everything in the house, and I think you're doing really well.
The three families are now halfway through their week in the house, and although all of them have made progress, there's still a long way to go. Mum Nicola Egbon wants to deal with 23-month-old Dante's sleeping problem. Using a rapid return technique, she's managed to get him to sleep in his own bed, but he's still up 7 times a night. Paul and Nicky Cooksley brought 2.5-year-old Lewis here to get help with his fussy eating, and it's emerged that their own anxiety about it is a big part of the problem. The Turner family wanted help with 6-year-old Hannah and 3-year-old Jessica's tantrums. Positive praise is starting to help, but the girls are still acting up.
Don't look at her.
Just a few moments ago, Lee Turner had to deal with daughter Jessica's tantrum, and it's really taking its toll.
Jessie, you calm down. Don't go to sleep, please.
I won't go out.
Okay, well, when you calm down in a minute and you say sorry, and then you have to go say sorry to Daddy because you've upset Daddy.
Sorry.
Okay, sweetheart. When you do like that, I get upset when you don't do as you're told, and it makes me angry. And when I get angry, I don't smile. And you don't smile, and Daddy doesn't smile. And it makes everyone sad. Okay? And you get all hot like you are now, and flustered and upset, and there's no need, is there? If you'd have done as you're told, when I ask you, please, Jessie, put your shoes on. I didn't shout at you, did I? Right. Dry your nose. Thank you. Okay. I love you.
You can go outside.
Yes, you can.
So does.
Don't hit me. Sure hit me, Jessie. You don't have to hit me.
I want to play stuff.
What do you want to do?
I want to go on swings.
You're not going to swing? No, Jessie, you're not going to hit me anymore, are you? Please.
I want.
Okay.
Nicky and Paul are at their wits' end as their 2.5-year-old son, Lewis, has a food phobia.
Come on, one little bit. Come on, it's...
Dr Tanya has already introduced a booster seat to help him feel more like a grown-up at the table.
What's that?
And this lunchtime, the Cooksleys are using Dr Tanya's next food strategy, rewarding Lewis for eating something new, an omelette, by alternating it with his favourite food, crisps.
You can have one of them if you eat a little bit of that.
Is that nice?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you want? You can have a little bit of that and you can have a crispy. Good man.
Good boy. That's
Good
it.
boy. You can have a
Good
crispy.
boy.
Yeah.
Good boy. You have a crispy now.
Good boy.
Finish. Finish. Finish, Daddy. Right or up?
White, yolk, yolk.
You should write that. Oh, why you are up, Mummy?
How do you feel now looking at that? It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's
So he's done well. So I think the important thing is not to actually push it.
not too.
Not to push it too far.
No,
I think
that's
you've got
right.
to take it in very small steps and just accept that if he's done a little bit, then that's better than nothing.
Well, that's right. How's my man getting on? I can see that. Well done. Just how clever are you?
Time to find out if Nicola has a head for heights. Dr Tanya has sent her on an aerial adventure to see how far Nicola can push herself. If she can rise to the challenge of jumping into thin air, it should really boost her confidence.
I was very, very scared. I've never even been on a roller coaster ride before. I hold the coats when we go to theme parks, okay? I just want you guys to get a feel of what's about to happen because it's about to go down.
It doesn't take long for Nicola's nerve to set in.
Yo, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Oh, no, but wait. My first thought right now is it's raining, it's cold, but it's okay. I'm still keen.
You'll be fine. Brilliant. Now, shake your head. What you want to do is go up very, very slowly. Stand on that platform.
What, up there?
Yep, up there. If you have
Before we see if Nicola can go through with it, I joined Dr Tanya to find out why she sent Nicola on the high ropes adventure.
That's a big challenge. First of all, hutch, and now this. Why?
Why? Because Nicola needs to recognise, and I need to give her as many opportunities as I can for her to recognise that she can achieve the impossible. Introducing her friend, it was also that when you are feeling anxious and nervous, you don't have to kind of hole in and lock yourself in your house and talk to nobody, but reach out and look for support, which is something she hasn't done a lot of.
If it goes well today, what will that do to her self-esteem?
Oh, I hope it'll just increase it. I mean, she felt pretty good about herself after building that rabbit hutch. I mean, she was out there till quite late finishing it off. So if rabbit hutch makes her feel great, I think this will make her feel really great.
Is there a risk that she doesn't complete it and then she feels very low?
Well, there's always a risk, and I have to balance that risk in my mind when I make a decision about when, you know, what sorts of exercises I set up. But on balance in my mind, I'm thinking that if it doesn't go well for her, we'll focus on what she achieved, but then we'll focus very much on how she can cope with what she didn't achieve and see it as a learning experience and to not let that crush everything.
So for her, jumping out of trees will make her a better mother?
I think it'll make her, it's another step towards her regaining her self-confidence, and then I think it'll have a really good positive impact on her mothering, parenting skills.
Nicola's first challenge is to climb to the height of a 4-storey building and then leap off the platform with only the rope to break her fall.
You'll get the feeling in the centre of your stomach when you're doing something nervous.
No, let's go.
It's best not to talk about it.
Yeah, let's go.
And the quicker you do it, the better it is.
How
when
do
you
I
jump
kind
at
of
the
like just follow the things?
top. Up, nice and slowly.
you sure everything's safe? Wait. Are you gonna be down there to hold me? Just come up here.
Nicola's having last-minute doubts about making the leap.
I'm not looking down. I'm not looking at anything.
But after a few more words of encouragement, she's ready.
And go, good girl. Well done. Hands underneath.
I did it. Smooth landing, buddy boy. Donnie, yeah, you did it. That's my son. He's proud of me.
But it's not over yet. Nicola's final challenge is the leap of faith. She has to jump from the precariously unstable pole and grab a trapeze, 50 foot off the ground.
Tell me something. How many first learners do all three?
Not many.
Tell the truth.
Not many. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't know about this one though.
Whenever you're ready, slowly stand up.
It's windy.
See if you can get your left foot on first. That's it. Great. And lift your head up slowly, let go of the board. Good girl. And what I want you to do is just jump as far as you can and as high as you can over that bar.
I can't reach the bar.
Give it a little go.
Okay, ready?
And go! Oh, lucky, good effort. Well done. You got your hands on the bar, didn't you? Very slippery day, good effort.
I did it. On a dry day, we'll come back. Any challenges, let's go. Yay! Give me a kiss. You happy? Yeah? Yeah. All right. I feel like I'm about to start a new life, a new chapter in my life. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's all right. I needed this push, I guess. I'm pumped. I'm ready to be that great mom he has. You know, and that depression thing, it's about to be out of here. I can feel it in my bones. We have a new life, man. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna be okay.
To learn to cope with little Lewis's demanding tantrums and whinging, Dr Tanya is equipping parents Paul and Nicky Cooksley with a hidden earpiece for an afternoon exercise. She feels that the Cooksleys' anxiousness to keep Lewis happy and not let him cry has resulted in his being over-dependent on constant attention. Dr Tanya is taking the Cooksleys through a 3-step process to help find a solution: ignoring, walking away, and the last resort, time out. She'll watch proceedings from her office and talk to Paul and Nicky through the earpieces.
What I am going to ask you to do is to finish the swing activity and say, Mummy and Daddy are going to go and have a sit down and you play nicely, because I think it's quite important at his age that he should be able to have you in his eye line but be able to play on his own, and he's not very good at that. He'll probably kick off and then we can practice the techniques. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in your own time and I'll just be watching and commenting.
Lewis, Mummy's just going to go and sit down with Daddy for a minute,
So
okay?
shall we pop you out? Shall we pop you out? Let's pop you out the swing, shall we?
Mummy just wants you to go and play on your own for a little while.
Play?
We can still see you.
We can still see you. If you go over that way.
We're just going to go and sit down for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Bless him. It's just a tantrum, you know that. It's just rage. And the aim of this exercise is to teach your child how to manage his own rage. Mm-hmm. And also to learn that sometimes he cannot be the centre of attention.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'll tell you what, Paul, maybe you could go and make a cup of tea for the two of you, and I'll just work with you, Nicky, at the moment.
All right then. Okay, we'll do.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to say, Lewis, Mummy is sitting down, so I'd like you to go and play nicely. But look at him with authority, okay?
Listen, Mummy's sitting down because I'm going to have a cup of tea. I want you to go and play on your own for a minute, okay?
Just really say it firmly. Lewis, I said Mummy is sitting down and having a rest. Now go and play, please.
Lewis, Mummy is sitting down to have a rest. Will you go and play, please?
Right, and now leave him, that's right. Are you all right? Yeah. All right, do you want me to show you how to do a timeout if you're in a public place?
Yes, please.
Okay, now you need to stand up and you need to stand from behind him and pick him up so you're holding him, but you're not making eye contact with him. Put him down, kneel behind him, hold him, and then just look away. Okay?
I don't say anything.
You say nothing. And then, as you hold him like that, you say, "I said stop this now," and then you say nothing.
Stop this now.
When I tell you, you pick him up, you turn him around, you look in the eye, and you said, "I said stop that now. Mummy's going to sit down. Get up, walk away from him, sit down, and see what he does." Okay?
Mummy said no. I'm going to sit down and you can go and play. Good boy.
Don't be too physical with him, but that was really good. Just walk away from him. Walk away from him. Sit down. I mean, you know, do what you would normally do. Let's see what he does. But that was very clear. He's not following you and he's cross. This isn't emotional trauma that's going to tip him over the edge when he's an adult. This is rage.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, babe.
There we go. There we are. All right.
This is... Oh, I'm relaxed. Cheers.
Cheers.
OK, you carry on chatting.
Okay. What's your favourite song, Nicky? What one do you really like? Come on. You must know. Come on. Come on.
To boogie to? I don't know. Agadoo.
Agadoo? You sad. Anything. I don't mind.
Oh, bless him. He really doesn't get what's going on, but you know what? You're teaching him such an important lesson. Whichever point it gets too much for you, Nicky, you can try your once nicely, once firmly again, or you can ignore. I'll let you decide what to do from here on in, so I can watch you, OK?
I said stop, Lewis. You haven't done it, so you're going to go back into the corner.
That's it. That's it. Gently but firmly. Gently but firmly. Paul, if you could try not to look on anxiously, because obviously if he glimpses you looking like that, then he's...
Yeah, OK.
Right, now he's stopped, Nicky, you bend over and you say, "That's a good boy. Now you go and play nicely," and give him a big kiss and then walk back to Paul.
That's a good boy. You stopped crying. Give Mummy a kiss. Right, now you go and play. There's a good boy.
No.
It's like, in a minute, let me finish my tea.
Let Mummy finish her tea and then I'm going to come and play with you. There's a good boy. You go and play.
Encourage him to go.
Go on then, off you go then.
Good boy.
That's it.
Yes, keep him going, because now you're telling him, look, when you do what we ask you, which is to go and play, you get our attention.
Whoa!
Good
boy!
After a successful earpiece session with the Cooksleys, I catch up with Dr Tanya in her office.
I think they learned so much from it. They handled it really well. I think he had less of a tantrum than he would have done normally. And I think there was other things that came from it, like you've got to let your child play away from you, separate from him. I don't think Lewis's biggest problem is his eating. No. I mean, his eating, do you know, he's doing really well with his eating.
Yeah.
It was nuggets and chips and beans last night. I think his biggest problem is the fact that his parents are finding it hard to say goodbye to Lewis as a baby. But actually, Lewis is nearly 3, he's a toddler, and I think they need to recognise that and let him be a toddler.
And how do you think it's changed Lewis? Do you think even just doing that once is going to make him calmer and better behaved?
No. Children need time to learn. What we're doing with these kinds of interventions is what I would call as a psychologist behaviour shaping. You're shaping his behaviour to understand that if he behaves in a certain way, he doesn't get his mum and dad, but if he behaves in a certain way, he does. Up until now, when Lewis makes even the tiniest little whinge, they're at his side. Today, he had a really hard but really important lesson, which was when I whinge and cry and scream, they don't want to know me.
Dr Tanya has invited Louise and Lee Turner for their daily consultation. Since they arrived, Dr Tanya has been working with the couple to get them to enjoy their children and each other's company more, but she's concerned that she might not be getting at the truth.
Do you think you're being yourselves in this house? Do you think that in this house, the people that I'm seeing will be people who will be able to continue this process with your girls because you are fundamentally being yourselves?
Yeah,
I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yesterday was getting there. Today, I mean, I had a bad episode with Jessica, which really upset me today.
You really were upset. You were quite tearful. Yeah.
And I don't know why. It just, my head just exploded, and it wasn't temper. It wasn't anything else. I just couldn't handle it. I've done a lot of soul searching over the past 2 days. But as far as being me, I'm a lot more relaxed with
But this is you.
the way I'm acting.
I'm quite glad that you've had some situations with the girls today. I'm obviously not glad when I see you that upset because I can see how it distresses you. Although I was watching when Jessica came and said sorry, and I found that incredibly touching, actually. And I felt she really meant it as well. It was, and the way you handled that and steered her down there, and it was lovely. Yeah. It was really lovely, and that to me felt very united as well, the two of you.
I think the girls pick up, like today, Jessica picked up who was tired and who was not really with it. She looked at me and I think she could tell, and she just started giving me hell because she knew that there wasn't much fight back.
You'd be the one she could crack.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sort of reiterate the fact that I still find that if your daughters up the tempo a bit, particularly you, Louise, I can hear it in your voice, you'll start just to match it.
No.
And I think what happens is, Lou, your instant reaction is you're a fighter, and if someone kind of snaps, you will snap straight back. I think that's the kind of woman you are.
Cheers.
That is who I am, yeah.
You're the kind of girl you want on your team.
Stand up for myself.
But I think you're teaching your daughters to be really good fighters, but in the wrong way, because as soon as you hear the girls, I can see your eyes kind of narrow and you kind of stiffen like, oh my God. So I'm going to go in there and you're going to get it on here. Okay. So you have a watch. Yeah, first time you watch TV in a few days.
Dr Tanya leaves Lee and Louise in the consultation room to observe while she talks to daughter Hannah about her family. She starts by asking Hannah to draw a picture of Mum Louise.
2 eyes. And what does her mouth look like when she's at home? Tell me what she feels like when you're at home.
Sad. She's doing the happy face on Mummy's first face.
Oh, this is Mummy's first face. So this face is when?
She's here.
When she's here. When Mummy is like this, when she's got her sad face on in your house, how do you know? What does she do? How can you tell she's sad?
She puts her mouth like she's sad and she starts shouting when we're only playing a game.
She starts shouting. Does she shout a lot when she's sad? And how does that make you feel?
Sad.
Makes you feel sad, does it?
Yeah.
So how do you know when Mummy's happy? What does she do that shows you she's happy?
Smiles.
She smiles. And what else does she do with you and Jess? What else does she do?
Play horsey with us. But do you know how I know Daddy's happy?
How do you know Daddy's happy?
Because he tickles Mummy up the bum and when I'm on Daddy he kicks his bum up.
If your mummy and daddy could hear this conversation, I bet they'd be so pleased. In 2 days' time, you're going to have to leave this house and you're going to go home to your house. What do you think about that?
I don't think it'll be nice going back to our house.
Acting as a mediator, Dr Tanya wants Mum, Dad and Hannah to draw up a behaviour contract, setting out do's and don'ts that they must all try and stick to.
OK, so number 1 is...
Play much than here.
Play as much at home as you do here. Play with us lots. OK.
Don't shout.
Don't shout. What else? What do you want to say?
Will you please stop smacking me?
And the sorts of things that Mummy and Daddy do that make you feel happy, there's playing. Is there anything else? Would you like to make a rule that we must have more kisses and cuddles?
More cuddles and kisses
When we go home.
when we go home.
Shall we write these on the contract for Mummy and Daddy to see? Would you like to do
Yeah, but
that?
I'm not sure I can fit all of them on.
If I write it, why don't you sign it? Sign your name there so they know that it's from you.
Bless, she's so tired.
To them.
It's good. Yeah.
What sort of face do you think they're going to have when they see this? Are they going to have that face or are they going to have that face?
That face.
OK, do you want to put your name on the bottom?
Yeah.
OK. If Mummy and Daddy make these promises to you, will you make some promises to Mummy and Daddy about how you're going to behave?
Yeah.
What would you say you would do?
Play nicely.
Play nicely. When they're talking to you, if you say things to them that are rude or you answer them back, what do you think you'd do about that?
Wait until they stop talking.
Would you play more? Would that be a rule for you, that Hannah would play more?
Yeah.
So, I will play more. You've worked so hard. Look how tired you are. That was hard work, wasn't it?
So far, it's been an eventful day in the House of Tiny Tearaways. Paul and Nicky Cooksley came to deal with 2.5-year-old Lewis's fussy eating. Dr Tanya has diagnosed him as food phobic and thinks that Mum and Dad's anxiety is the cause of the problem.
Oh, shut up.
Mum Nicola Egbon hadn't had a full night's sleep since 23-month-old Dante was born. But with the nighttime awakenings being reduced with Dr Tanya's plan, Nicola's on the road to her aim of a night alone in her own bed. Lee and Louise Turner need help with daughter Hannah and Jessica's excessive tantrums if their relationship is to survive. They're making good progress, but the girls aren't making it easy. Still to come.
I want to get married, and I really mean it.
Earlier today, Dr Tanya asked Mum Nicky and Dad Paul to cook Lewis a roast dinner for his evening meal. Since arriving in the house, Lewis's eating problem has already improved dramatically. Last night he ate nuggets and beans.
Well done.
And today he had an omelette.
Good boy, that's it.
Good boy. You have
Good
a crispy.
boy.
Nicky and Paul have been pleased with Lewis's progress so far, but the big test is yet to come. Mum Nicky and Dad Paul's target for the week was to see their son eat 1 spoonful of a roast dinner. They've done so well that Dr Tanya wants to bring this test forward by 2 days. I've stayed on in the office to see what happens.
They want it.
Put it down, please. If you don't want it, you don't have to eat it.
They want it. They want it. No.
We're going to do the old crispy style.
No.
OK. We shall have that then. We've got 2 of them, didn't we?
2 little rabbits.
There were 2, and they were white.
No, don't let him lead
he
you.
was going to eat it.
That's the problem. They're still letting him lead them, but I mean, he's putting whole pieces of chicken in his mouth.
Let me just say, when the Cooksleys first arrived, their aim, but they thought it would be a dream,
Yeah.
was for him to eat a roast dinner.
Yes.
They're halfway through. It's half term. Look at him.
So, but look how relaxed they are.
Yeah.
I mean, these people. Look at him. He's.
Also, can I just say on a personal level,
Yes.
I'm obsessed by how obsessively clean they want to be. Love the fact he's got pen on his face.
Absolutely.
He's eating pen on his face, eating a roast dinner.
Don't. Go on. You don't have to.
Step away from the crisps.
Good boy.
That's a big crispy.
Oh, he dropped it.
Bear.
Can you eat a bigger bit? And then we'll have a big crispy if you eat a bigger bit.
Well done.
Well done.
I have to tell you, from a professional point of view, I am absolutely amazed by this child. I mean, Food problems are notoriously difficult to treat. When I knew Lewis was coming into the house and I knew what his problem was, I have to say, it was a challenge for me professionally, but my heart sank slightly.
Because you thought, I can't fix it.
Because I thought in 6 days, you're not going to see very much. You're going to see the parents change their attitudes, but I don't know if you're going to see the child change his eating behaviour, and it is absolutely extraordinary to me.
Show Mummy again.
God, I couldn't believe that.
No, I couldn't.
I just couldn't believe that.
Try it
And you
again.
pop
Go
it
on.
in your
We'll
mouth.
pop it in your mouth and we'll have a look.
I bet you couldn't chew all that
Can
up.
you chew all that up?
He did. Clever boy.
Clever boy.
That was cauliflower.
Yes.
That was
Is that
cauliflower.
cauliflower?
That was Mr.
And he's
Mr. Scary cauliflower.
Well done.
He looks like a different child. When he came in, he was in a high chair, grizzling. He's now a big boy in a booster seat, covered in that muck,
Yeah.
eating a roast dinner.
With his hands.
He's very tired. He got up very early this morning. He hasn't had a sleep today. He's had a full-on day, and he's now sitting like a 3-year-old. Well, actually, I think he's behaving better than your average 3-year-old.
What about that?
What about that bit? You have that bit.
You have one bit of
Go
that.
on, you eat that bit for Daddy.
We had 2 yesterday.
Go on.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Well
That's
done. That
it.
deserves your Crispies.
In that case, you can have your Crispies. There you go. There we
boy.
are. Good boy.
Let's pop all that in there.
That's not bad, Nicky. That's really good.
That's the first time he's ever
That's the first time
touched.
he's ever touched a roast dinner like
Good
that, isn't
boy. Mummy's very pleased with
it?
you.
You're a very good boy.
Hannah?
Nicola Egbon, with 2-year-old son Dante and best friend Tanya, has been sent on a trip out to build on the confidence that she has gained so far.
So I did everything. Yeah! All 3. Dante was clapping for me. Every time I got scared, I looked at him. He had a big smile. I even went up to the. I did like the parachute jump thing. Up, did the flying jump thing, where
You flew?
Yeah, like it's like this tall, and it's made to wobble, 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 wobble. Then I stood straight. Then I had to do the leap of faith, and then I did it, and it was great. Then the parachute one.
So the woman who was sitting in my room the other day, having a panic attack because I asked her to build a rabbit hutch, has been throwing herself into the sky.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me why I asked you to do that. What was the point?
To prove to me that inside I am capable of achieving anything that I want, no matter what. I'm strong. I'm a strong person inside, and I need to let that come out. I need to be proud of who I am, because not many people can have this type of strength that I have inside of me. Dante was, I said, when he got there, he was like, I was like, Dante, he was crying like, no, mommy. And I was like, Dante, what mommy doing? He was like, no. And then later on, he saw me up there, he was like, jump.
So what has your son got from this experience? Your son who, can I say to you, you told me yesterday, would watch his mum crying a lot in the day sometimes and would come and wipe your tears. What has he got from the experience of what he's seen today?
That mommy's a strong mommy. Mommy's very strong, and, you know, I'm a go-getter.
All of the children have been put to bed. Dr Tanya has left for the evening, and as a reward for their progress so far, she's organised a romantic-themed evening for the 2 couples in the house. Dad Lee Turner and Mum Louise will be having a candlelit dinner for 2.
I feel stupid now. I feel like I should have got changed. Look at me.
It's fine, because I love you. Mm-hmm.
Can I sit anywhere?
You can sit wherever you
Can I
want.
sit here? They'll turn them down because we've got nice candles. That's lovely. You did the flowers. Is that why you cut your finger? Cheers, baby. Thank you. Cheers. Nice.
Mr. Romantic tonight.
I know, you're never romantic. This is weird. I could get used to it. It's weird, but I think I could get used to it. I could get comfortable. Did you really get changed? Did you get changed for this, or did you get changed because you got oil on you?
No, I got changed for this.
Paul and Nicky Cooksley share a moonlight picnic out in the gazebo.
Ooh, look.
Nice.
Isn't it nice? Look. Wow, look at this. Hey.
Oh, how sweet.
Isn't that lovely? Look. Champagne on ice.
Oh, my word.
Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it? But look, even got like a blanket now.
Oh, lovely.
Should we light the candle first?
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Isn't it? What should we have first? Do you like white or red?
I love red.
You want red, do you? Should buy that.
I'm just saying.
Nicola Egbon's friend Tanya is staying for the evening and they're enjoying their own dinner at the kitchen table.
So, whatever the case may be, I don't care. I'm having my room back. I do not care what the circumstances is.
As long as you don't sleep.
Get myself right, get my home right.
All their children may be fast asleep, but they're still foremost in their parents' minds.
I'm so proud of us. I am. I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of you. I am. I'm going to start telling you that I'm proud of you and I'm happy with you because we don't do enough of that. You know, I don't think I do enough of that to you. You know what I mean? I spend a lot of time sometimes putting you down, and you know.
Last thing about the kids, but it was funny what Hannah noticed about our relationship.
Yeah.
As a 6-year-old.
I know. I just didn't realise she knew so much.
Mummy shouts at Daddy for playing. Horsey.
I'm going all giggly.
Well, one thing I've found here, I've never cried so much.
I know.
For me, it's almost like a purge. I'm getting stuff out. And like when Jessica was kicking off today, I started crying.
I know.
It's not just Jessica that did it.
Everything.
It's everything. And it's probably...
But for the first time, Lee, because you've had no distractions like TV and books and things, you've actually had time to think.
I've had no work to think about. Well, today's made me realise, more than anything, what you go through. That for no reason at all, I cracked. It was not a big tantrum. It wasn't a big deal. But it just did me, and it was just like overload. I never know what you go through.
Have you finished that wine already?
I have. All right, and a bit more in that one.
God.
Put that down.
Your mum's going to have fits if she sees you drinking.
Listen, I love you to bits, you're gorgeous.
I love you too,
And I love our little boy to bits too.
So do I. Cheers.
Cheers.
I want to get married this year, Lou. I want to do it now.
Good, I'm glad.
I want to get married, and that I really mean it.
I do. You know I wanted to.
Yeah. I want our children to come to somewhere like this and draw 2 smiley faces.
Yeah.
That's Mum and Dad at home.
Yeah.
That's Mum and Dad when they're out.
Yeah.
This is the best evening for a long time.
It's a good evening, isn't it? It's a good evening. Yeah.
And as soon as you guys...
Nicola joins Nicky Cooksley in the gazebo to talk about Louise. Nicola feels that there is tension between them and plans to confront Louise before they all go to bed.
I can talk to you're my friend in here anyway, so I'm allowed to share my feelings with you. I would be wrong if I don't bring it to her, to Louise. Do you understand me? And I will bring it to you in the nicest possible way, because that's exactly how I feel inside. I don't hate Louise, because remember, I'm older than her. Gotta understand that as well. So, you know, I'm gonna be mature, but I'm gonna speak the truth. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, darling.
The Turners have finished their romantic dinner and join the others outside in the gazebo.
Louise, are you going to bed anytime soon?
Yeah, just now, yeah.
Oh, can you just like hang on like for a few minutes for me, please? I want to have a word. Yeah? Yeah.
I got Dante.
I understand where she's coming from. She's doing the the best she can. She
Look,
is doing 100%.
Lou, at the end of the day, she feels the whole world's against her.
Yeah, no, she does.
And it's not just...
She does.
It's not just the husband.
Yeah.
Or the father.
No, it's everybody.
It's you, it's me.
Oh no, I feel that now. I'm really feeling that now.
After a brief discussion, Louise decides to go to bed and leave the talking to morning.
Do you think I'm being wrong not going back out there? Do you think I'm being nasty?
No, it's too tired. It's 2 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If they're going to put
I'm
off 6...
sorry, I'm really tired and I need to spend some time with Lee.
If they're going to put 6 o'clock...
With our kids, they don't... Yeah, they don't.
They're up again at 9 o'clock this morning, most of them.
Is she coming back now? Who cares? I don't care anymore. But when tomorrow comes, I'm not talking to nobody. Because as an adult, I said I was gonna have a word with you. So tomorrow, if by the time we finish this, no Louise, that's it. I wash my hands.